Hi everyone, this is SIMI07 for GamerVets.com, and in this video I am going to be presenting two examples of how to pass or overtake in Forza Motorsport 4 and how to do it squeaky clean. So let's get started. We are in picturesque Camino Viejo in Montserrat, and one of the better looking tracks I think in Forza. So this is an online race in which I am in third place and I'm reeling in this Beamer in front of me, which is proving to be a little bit difficult to pass because he seems to have a little bit more straight line pace than I do. I'm driving the Lotus Exige 06, and which is very good on turns and corners, but on straight line pace it is not the fastest car, obviously in A-class. So I'm trying to look for an opportunity or possibly an error, and sometimes the errors in racing can be very subtle, but this is one example that you can definitely look out for in order to make your move. So I'm going to stop it right here because this is a very good example where there's a relatively sharp left turn approaching about 20 meters ahead, and the Beamer in front of me has decided to take the left part of the road, and I'm on the right side, which is basically the driving line. So the advantage I have here is that my entry and exit point into this left turn will be a lot faster than the BMW in front of me. And if you look at it from this perspective, I will show you why. So if you can imagine your turning radius as a driving line, as it's indicated here, you want to make that line as straight as possible in order to keep the momentum going through that turn. And if you look at the BMW's turn, he's going to have to make a much sharper turn radius because he has to compensate for being on the left side of the track. And because he's doing that, he is going to break all his momentum going into the turn, which is going to give me the opportunity to pass him. So what I ended up doing here was I tried to anticipate what the BMW driver was thinking, which he's probably realizing that he made the error here. He's probably going to try to make up for it by going into this turn and braking really late. However, in doing that, he's probably going to go in too hot and exit that turn really wide and probably leave an open door for me on the left side in which I can pass him. So there it is. By giving myself a little bit of room before that turn, I predicted correctly that he would exit out of that turn and go wide, thus leaving the door open on his left side. So it's just a good example of how you can overtake a car by watching his driving line and trying to capitalize if he decides to go off the line into a turn. So this is the last lap of an online race I had at Silverstone, in which I was driving the Tesla Roadster. And as you can probably notice, it is whisper quiet. It's because it has an electric motor, and all you do hear on it is the tires squealing when you're into a turn, which is kind of cool because you can actually creep up on other drivers and they won't even hear you coming. But I'm catching up to this Ferrari pretty good, and I'm liking my chances of trying to take the win on the last couple of turns. So I'm going to have to go pretty aggressive here because I know this Ferrari's not going to make it easy for me. The last thing he wants to do is lose this race in the last couple of turns. And the last thing I want is to get into a collision with this guy, which would possibly put me further down the field. With online racing, the most intense time for collisions or dirty driving is usually off the start, but the second most popular time is towards the end as people try to make up places at the very last minute. So I'm going to stop it here where I attempt this dive on his left side, which is going to turn into an inside pass as we approach Priory, which is a left turn about 15 meters ahead. And this Ferrari is doing a really good job of covering the drive line or defending his line because of that turn that's approaching on the left. He's actually got the driving line. He's going to have a much better approach and exit out of that turn than I am. So I'm basically in a role reversal of the first example I showed you. And you can sort of tell right here, although I've made this inside pass, he's already starting to approach that turning radius. And he's going to make his move probably on my left side, thinking very much that I'm going to go into this turn hot and possibly leave room on the left side. So in order to make this inside pass stick, I'm trying to anticipate what the Ferrari driver is thinking. I think he is assuming that I'm going to do the exact same thing that the BMW driver did in the first example, which is brake late, go into the turn hot, and leave room on the left side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to shut the door on him. I'm going to brake as early as I can. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I probably have more grip than him, and I'm going to stay close to the left side of that turn, right up against that chicane, so I will not give him the room to pass me on the left. So there it is. By closing the door on the left side, I forced him into the error of going onto the grass because he basically ran out of road. I didn't give him the opportunity or the space to make that left pass. So overall, I hope these two examples help you out in terms of how to pass and overtake in Forza Motorsport 4. These rules can equally apply to any other race sim game, including Gran Turismo or R-Factor. So yeah, leave a comment below or thumbs up this video. Let me know if you want to see more of these type of videos in the future. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is SIMI07 for GamerVets.com. Thanks for watching.